Hey, I'm Allison with FlickDirect, and I'm here at Popcorn Fright Film Festival, and I'm speaking with Bryan and Scott about Haunt that is viewing tonight. So tell me how excited you are to be here.
Beyond excited. It's such an honor to share the movie for the very first time with this audience. We've been hearing about this festival for years from other filmmakers who have been here and just fans and horror genre fans all around. So it's a privilege.
Yeah. And Haunt is a Halloween themed movie that we actually shot over the actual Halloween season. So to be able to premiere it at a place like Popcorn Frights that embraces genre films is just like a dream come true for us.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about this. So it's a group of young individuals who go into a haunted house, but it's an extreme haunted house, and it's a little more than they thought it was going to be. Tell me a little about that.
Totally. I mean, it was inspired by growing up in the Midwest, and every Halloween we'd go out to these haunted houses in the middle of nowhere, populated by people who basically scare people for a hobby. And we just talked about, like, that's scary, that's dangerous, like we're putting ourselves in such a vulnerable position when we go haunted housing. So we just kind of tried to imagine what's the worst thing that could possibly happen when you go to one of these, and that's what Haunt is.
Tell me a little bit about the psychological aspect behind it, because most horror films, or a lot of them anyway, have the psychological aspect to it. And certainly with you guys, I know that's very true. So talk to me a little bit about with Haunt, what you wanted to portray.
I mean, there's a few layers there. There's the layer of handing over your own vulnerability to everybody that's working behind the scenes of this haunted house and just kind of handing over that safety net and never knowing what you're going to fall into. Beyond that, though, like the story of Haunt follows this young woman named Harper who is dealing with a lot of abuse issues outside in the real world in her normal life. And so that's kind of the subcurrent that flows throughout the movie while she's dealing with all of the trials and tribulations that she faces inside the haunted house.
Trying to stay alive inside the house.
Exactly, yeah.
When you guys write, do you see it in your head as if you're going to direct a film? Because you don't direct all your films, so.
It's true. Sometimes we just write, sometimes we direct other people's scripts and so forth. It's all storytelling to us, but we're very visual. Scott and I have been making movies together since we were 11. So it's just secondhand nature to kind of, when you write, you just dream up the whole picture yourself. And we were lucky on this one to be able to get in the director's chair and bring it to life.
And what kind of challenges did you face as director?
I mean, I think one of the big challenges is making sure that we're subverting expectations wherever you can. You know, in the horror genre, horror fans are really smart. They've seen everything underneath the sun. With the familiar premise like Haunt, you want to make sure that you're giving them something beyond of what they're expecting. And so there are a lot of surprises within the movie that we can't give away here, but the question is, what's behind everybody's masks? So,
Oh, I like that. People want to obviously still talk about A Quiet Place. So how did that come about for you guys? Was this like a life, I'm guessing it was life-changing for you.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. It was kind of life-changing, and it had humble beginnings. We were writing A Quiet Place and Haunt at the same time, and A Quiet Place we always saw as kind of our elevated prestige genre Spielbergian movie, and Haunt was kind of a return to like John Carpenter and like those slashes of the 80s, and two different sides of the same coin, and not knowing if either movie would get made, we just, we write and we put our heads down and do the work, and we were really blessed to have both movies get made, and A Quiet Place, very lucky that people responded to it and dug it, because it was such a big swing, and it was such a out there crazy idea. And it was hard to get made in the sense that a lot of studios and producers thought it was absurd. Like they were like, well, this isn't a movie. Like we'll never make this. And we believed in it so much, and it was so gratifying to see it catch on.
But does it create more pressure for you now going forward?
I mean, we always are our own harshest critics, so I feel like nothing can ever crack what we kind of put upon ourselves. But certainly, like what we hope audiences see is kind of our love for horror in two different, spectrums of it entirely. And like Bryan said, this is our return to the John Carpenter horror, whereas, Quiet Place was our love of like M. Night Shyamalan or Spielberg. So, yeah.
And is that what you want the audience to take away tonight from this?
We want the audience to be scared as hell tonight. That's the one thing that we kind of put on the mantle. If you leave scared, we've done our job.